Joey Reese, Big Red Show.
All right, you guys. So this is where we're starting the paid portion. Reese Christopher Roper is going to get another beverage. I'm going to open up the paid portion. And what in the world just happened? So on the phone, I'm looking where he's usually sitting. This whole time, it's just been completely black with his glowing face right up front. So it's been spooky. He just left that room and I guess flipped on the light. So now I can actually see the entire room, the room in its entirety behind him. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the storytelling part of the paid portion, because I thought that was a pretty good little idea. It's kind of a no-brainer. I think when we started the show, when we started the podcast, that was like a segment that we thought would be a normal thing, but for whatever reason, we got away with it with poop and fart jokes.
What's this?
Just kind of going over the storytelling little segment is going to be a good segment moving forward. I think that'll be fun. But now on the paid portion, we need to give these people what they came here for. And I want to start things off by saying, do you remember how large and obnoxious the Supertones merch booth was? Whether you were at a Tuesday night Supertones show in Arrowhead, Nebraska, or you were at Ska Mania in Cleveland, it didn't matter where you went. The Supertones merch booth was out of control.
This is true. This is a fact. It was
Fact.
we went on tour with them. Remember this, Joe? The
Yeah.
time we went on tour with them?
Yeah.
And they would be like, this is your table, and then they'd give you a smaller table, and then they'd have two big tables, and they had a giant banner behind it and all kinds of stuff. And they never worked their own merchandise
Nope.
like the rest of us. So we'd be out there setting up, and there'd be some punk ass tour manager and be like, hey, that's the Supertones space. And you'd
Yeah.
be like, well, then where's our space? And they'd be like, what band are you? And they'd be like, I'm in the band. You get out of my table.
Yeah.
Say that.
It's like we would have we were the opener. We would have like a TV tray. And that was
Yeah.
our merch booth. You guys were the middle act. So you would get like a card table. And then the Supertones had two 8-foot folding tables with tablecloth over it. They had a giant 3-point backdrop, like 3 stands that went up with a pole that went across with the Supertones backdrop. And how many shirts do you think they were? How many items would they sell on a given night?
They had necklaces,
Oh yeah,
wristbands,
yeah.
shirts, 17 hats.
I remember
43 shirts.
I remember one time Jason Carson stood on a table. He stood on a table with money in both of his hands. Like his fists were clenched. It was like a cartoon. Fists were clenched. Dollar bills were sticking out the bottom and the top of his fists. He had his arms up in the air, similar to like you're shaking both your fists full of money. And he screamed out, "We need more shirts." As if the 30 different designs that they had, 4 different hoodies, necklaces, dowry boxes. What else did they have?
Dowry boxes?
Yeah. Flower pots. What else did they?
See those.
And Jason Carson was just yelling that
Oven mitts.
that they needed more stuff. And I was just like, geez, Carson, like, relax, dial it back, bro.
Buddy.
I was like, we have 5 shirts. We have 5 shirts and a hoodie and some stickers.
Yeah.
And those guys, I mean, they had I do have to say, they did sell us on the, like, mannequins, like how they had those torsos that you would put the shirt over the torso.
Yeah.
And then you would hang that. They did give us that idea. They were doing that before.
Yeah, we learned that from them too. We had just like vinyl records that we would wrap our shirts around that we got at like the thrift store.
Yeah.
And then we kind of taped them up.
Jeez.
Now we just throw them on the ground. and
Yeah.
then hope people find them and then they pay us. 'Cause we
Just
don't
in a
care.
bin. You just throw them in a bin like TJ Maxx.
It's just like they just show up and they're like, is this for sale? And you're like, I don't know. And then you walk off.
Is this for sale? I don't know. Do you want it? Yeah. Oh, how much is it? How much you got? I got 20.
$30.
Yeah, I brought $30. All right. Are you going out with your friends after? Yeah. Okay. So that's only going to cost you what, 10? So give me 20, and then that leaves you 10 to go eat.
I'm like, no, go out to your car and dig around for some change in there and get more.
It's
Bring it
32.
back in here.
It's $32 for this one color on white
Small.
shirt. Yeah, small. Yeah. Man, them Supertones. Their merch booth was something.
It was out of control. It was out of control, but like just you were always in a fight with their people too, because they were always just elbowing you out, and you're like, dude, what? Why? You don't need any more space.
Space
But they did.
money. I remember at the end of Scamania nights, they would have a Brinks armored truck pull up in the back of whatever venue, and they just put bag after bag of cash into that from
Just
their merch
throwing
booth.
it.
Just throwing it. It was like Scrooge McDuck. Just gold coins and bags of money. It was
Pretty
crazy.
Sure, they had to get a new merch guy halfway through because he dislocated his shoulder throwing the bags of money one night.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
And then, and then there's Bob Smiley. Then there's Bob Smiley.
There's Bob Smiley.
And then
What-
there was Bob
what-
Smiley.
What about Bob Smiley?
I don't know. I always like Bob Smiley.
He was the promoter in Dallas? Or was he a manager?
He was the comedian.
What?
Remember Scamania? We had an MC.
Oh, yeah.
And he was the MC. So he like came out and he did like stand up and got everybody ready before the insiders came out.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But not for anyone else, or he was just like, this is the insiders. And then he just walk off.
No, and then like once we were done, there was like we got like a little bit of like set change time. And so then he would come out and he would like MC during that. And then do you remember between you guys and Supertones, there would be like a moment where Carson would come out and like kind of like Carson would preach.
Yeah.
And they would do something for like some like a charity. I don't know if it was like the charity for a lot of times, like in the 90s, a lot of Christian bands got behind this this organization that like basically it was like one of those you helped fund kids in like third world countries.
Compassion International.
There you go. And I can't remember if like Jason Carson did something about that or he just preached or if Bob Smiley did a Compassion International type thing. But yeah, Bob was like the MC for it.
Yeah.
But he was also the tour manager. He was the tour manager, but then he also did the MCing.
Man, I totally forgot about this. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll never
He would
forget.
come out.
I'll
get
never
everybody
forget.
hyped for the Supertones.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll never forget I don't know if we did the Plank Eye tour before or after Scamania, but I remember we first met Bob Smiley because he was on, I believe he was on our Plank Eye tour with us. And I think he was the guy who like Plank Eye was like all their crazy rules that they came up with, like in the middle of the tour, like they would tell Bob to come tell us. So
no.
if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I think I remember it being Bob Smiley who would like come up to us and be like, guys, you can't sell an orange shirt. Like you can't sell your Rodman shirt. And we'd be
Because
like,
Plank Guy has that.
because Plank Eye has an orange shirt. And our orange shirt sold for $10 faster than their orange shirt sold for $25. So then they told us that we couldn't sell it or we had to charge more than their $25 shirt. So we either had to sell our $10 orange shirt for $30 or we couldn't. And we were like, absolutely not. Like, get out of here.
It wasn't in your contract.
No, it wasn't in our contract. They started making up all this stuff like in the middle of the tour. We've gone over this. I think we've gone over this. I'm sure we
Yeah.
have. Like they started
We were
making
talking
up
about the Rodman shirt.
Yeah, they started making up all this stuff like in the middle of the tour. They were like, you can't have an orange shirt, or if you do, it's got to be, you got to charge more than we're charging. And we're like, how can you charge that much for a shirt? But like they had just come off a tour with like the Newsboys or something.
Yeah.
So like they were just like pie
This is
in the
how it
sky.
works.
This is how
Yeah.
it is. And we were like, whatever, man. And then like they would complain about us being out like talking to the kids like while they were playing, and
It's
they
taken away from their
Yeah.
thing.
yeah, and then they'd eat all the meat off the subs, and we would just have veggie subs for an entire tour.
Yes.
It was bizarre. It was bizarre. Looking back, I can laugh it all off. I can laugh at the whole thing. I'm not mad at anybody from Plank Eye. I've talked to most of those guys since then, and absolutely zero hard feelings. But like when you're in your 20s and you're kind of doing that, you're just like, what in the world?
I wouldn't mind having a conversation with those guys about that stuff, because they did that stuff to us, and they asked us to go out on tour with them, and they were like, yeah, it's 30 grand. And we're like, excuse me? No. Like,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
Same. The Newsboys kept begging us to come out with them, and we're just like, no. We've heard all the stories. We're not going to do it.
Yeah. I remember throughout our career, whether it be Newsboys, Audio Adrenaline, we never had DC Talk because they did not like us. We burned those bridges right quick. But like Newsboys and Audio Adrenaline were kind of like the other two big groups. And it seemed like all of us ska bands were kind of always in talks with them. It was
Yes.
always like,
for those 3 years, 4 years that ska was the thing.
yeah, because everybody needed to capitalize on the ska thing. So it was like, Newsboys are going to be going out. They might take the Insiders. They might take Supertones. They might take Five Iron. It seems like everyone was always talking about. And then I think, did the Supertones go out with somebody?
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Yeah, I think
I think
Supertones
they
went out
with
with.
the Newsboys.
Did they go out with Newsboys?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what was it? The W's went out with DC Talk, and then I think Plank Eye had gone out with like, yeah, I want to say Newsboys or Audio Adrenaline, one of them. Yeah,
Yes.
but I'll tell you what, a really good podcast. Man, what's the name of it? I think it's with.
Armchair expert.
That's good too. Who was the guy from EDL?
Oh, Ted from Everyday Life.
Yeah.
Is that the guy?
Yeah. So I believe Ted has a podcast,
Yeah.
and he has a podcast, and he had Eric Ballmer on it. And Ballmer,
Plank Eye.
yeah, from Plank Eye, the guitar player from Plank Eye, and Ballmer gives this like amazing insight into all the stuff that went on behind the scenes in Plank Eye and their
Really?
contracts and all of this stuff. And it was so good. It was so good. So not only had time passed where forgiveness and all of that was out there and you just chalk it up to growing up and being kids, but then to hear Ballmer, 20 years later, and you kind of saw what was going on. Like he's talking about the stuff like, oh, well, while we were touring with them, they were going through this behind the scenes. And so you start to hear that and you're like, oh, well, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. We all just tried to, you just tried to do what was best for you at the time and whatever. And so it makes forgiveness that much easier. And
I want to listen to it.
oh, it's great. I forget what the name of that is, but I want to say during COVID lockdown, where I was bored out of my mind in a relationship, in a marriage that was so toxic. I spent like most of my time like outside just in the backyard. And I remember I would just put in headphones or like a little Bluetooth speaker. And I just listened to that podcast because he has phenomenal guys on there. It's like a little hidden gem podcast because he has all those 90s like all these 90s Christian bands on there, and people talk open and honestly and blatantly and all that stuff. Or bluntly, I shouldn't say blatantly. Very blunt.
They're blatantly blunt.
They're blatantly blunt. And yeah. So give that a listen. You know what else? You know what else I've been listening to a lot lately?
Yes. I mean, no. Yeah.
Is
Let's hear it.
NoFX.
I appreciate this, Joe.
NoFX.
I've also been listening to a lot of NoFX.
Have you? Yeah, like I put on like a punk playlist the other day, and NoFX popped up, and oh no, I take that back. I was listening to Goldfinger's new album.
Oh, they have a new album?
Yeah, they came out with a new album, it's got new songs, and then they redid old songs. Like they do Here in Your Bedroom with Avril Lavigne.
No way.
Yeah, they redid Superman with somebody else. I forget who. They do another remake of 99 Red Balloons. Fantastic. But yeah, so I was listening to that album, and somehow when that album ended, it started playing like NoFX. And I was like, oh man, I haven't heard NoFX like in a while. So then I pulled up like, just basically hit shuffle on all of NoFX's like music catalog. And holy smoke, I always forget how good NoFX was.
They're so good. Like it's easy to just blow them off. They're so good. Self-Entitled, I think may be their best record.
I don't think I'm familiar with it.
Punk and Drublic.
Yeah, I'm a Punk and Drublic.
Is so it's so amazing. But Self-Entitled, one of their newer ones, they've got. Also, what's the one they did with this freaking dude? What's his name? Frank. Did you listen to that one? Gosh dang it! I gotta bring it up. On
I don't
Spotify.
know. I know. I really like Punk and Drublic, and the other one that really stands out is what is it? War on Errorism.
Yeah,
I loved that album. That had like Anarchy Camp. That had some
old.
bangers on it.
That's an older one.
Yeah, that's real old. That's like, I think my daughter was just born. I think that's like 17 years old.
Yeah, it is. Okay, let's see albums. West Coast versus Wessex. It's NoFX covering Frank Turner songs, and then Frank Turner covering NoFX songs. Have you ever listened to Frank Turner?
No.
So good, man. He's like kind of this punkish Celtic rock singer, but it's all acoustic, and it's usually just him.
Let me write this down.
Oh man, it's so good. That came out in 2020.
All right, what is it? Frank Turner?
Yeah, it's
NoFX.
called West Coast versus Wessex.
Frank
NoFX versus Frank Turner.
Okay.
And then before they put out a ton of stuff, but 2012, Self-Entitled, so good.
Self-Entitled.
Yeah.
Yeah, NoFX is just so good. Like it's just so good. Like their stuff is so simple. It's not this intricate, crazy stuff.
But sometimes it is. Like sometimes you're like, this sounds so simple, and then you hear the bass playing, and you're like, gee, man, you think
No,
like Fat Mike is such a dummy, and then you hear his bass playing, and you're like, this guy's really good.
No, you're
then
right. You're right.
His lyrics too. Like when he talks, he says the dumbest things, but I think it's for attention. And then
Yes.
the lyrics, like he writes brilliant lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you listened to Oxymoronic? Mm-hmm. That's a great song.
It's so awesome.
They did that just recently. But no, I agree with you. When I say that it's simple, I understand that the intricacies within the song, but I think that's why they're so good. They could take these intricacies, and to the average listener, like you don't feel like you're listening to Chopin. You don't feel like you're listening to Iron Maiden with like all this like crazy, guitaring stuff. Like, and there's definitely artists out there that want the listener to feel like I'm really good at my craft. Like I can push guitar to the brink of what a guitar can do. NoFX no matter what they're doing within the song, all their songs come out as catchy sing-along songs. And to me, that's why I say the word simple.
Yeah. Well, have you heard The Decline?
Yes.
It's like an 18-minute song.
Yeah.
It just keeps going and going, but it's so good. It's like, why would some punk band that's carrying a chip on their shoulder about the fact that they're not punk enough put out a song that's 18 minutes long
Right.
that they can never play live?
Right.
I think they have actually a couple times, but like, to me, there's just like this underlying hidden genius that they're all trying to play off. They're really good.
Yeah, they're really good. Now I know we've talked about it on here, but if you're looking for a book to read, you got to read the NoFX book.
Oh, I've read it.
It is crazy.
Hepatitis Bathtub.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good historically. Just like if you like punk rock, you should read it because you should know what it was like when, like when they were coming up, that you get beat up in LA for dressing like a punk.
Yeah.
It was like that when I was a kid. Like if you dressed punk rock at school, you get picked on. But in LA at the time, it was like gangs.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like if you were punk rock, you were part of one of these punk rock band gangs and you'd get beat up or killed.
Or like the jocks would drive by on a Saturday night when there was a punk show, and if kids were standing outside smoking, like all these jocks would like jump out of the pickup truck and just lay waste to you and then continue to the burger shop to wherever they're going.
Yes.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's a good book. You're correct.
The other reason I like the book is basically 4 chapters. So each chapter is each guy each member of the band, and what they do is they write down from the very beginning, like their first day as a part of NoFX till the time that they were writing the album. They do everything, and they didn't tell the others in the band what they were writing about. They just wrote the book as if they were writing just their section. And then what happens is when you put them all together and you read it, it's like you hear about like Melvin and his drug use, and then what he thought of Fat Mike when Fat Mike started, abusing drugs and all that stuff. And then you hear Mike's take on it, and he didn't know what Melvin had wrote, and
Right.
Melvin didn't know what he wrote. So it's really cool to go through, and they say, I don't know if they say on the back of the book, like if they explain this in the book or if I saw this on the internet separately, but they said that there's things in the book that upset each other, like if Melvin
Because they
wrote
were
one
learning like, hey, I slept with your girlfriend, or
thing. Yes, things like that.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're not editing it. Like, we'll overcome this, learning of this truth. We'll overcome it. We'll still love each other like as a band, but we're not changing anything. And so, yeah, you're right. Like, guys found out when they read what the other guys in the band wrote that, like, dudes had, like, slept with their girlfriends and things like that. I totally forgot about that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's bananas.
It's crazy too, because there's just like, they really did come up from just a super punk place where half the people they knew back then are dead now.
Oh, heck yeah.
They overdosed, or they were murdered, or just reckless living.
Yeah.
This is the only complaint I have about NoFX as a band is they don't just accept their greatness. Like, I think after Punk and Drublic, we talked about this when we made our list, our top 20 list, that I feel like that album is so genius and it affected them so much that it became popular because they didn't want that popularity, and it kind of kicked against their punk rock roots. And so they felt like they're always just trying to push out, until recently, and just push like how punk they are and how nasty they can be and just how rebellious they can be, which I think is an act. And I'd like to see them get past that act and start just just accepting like, okay, we've made these songs, we've done it. I mean, Fat Mike is a millionaire. He should accept this. You know, he's made millions of dollars with Fat Records and stuff, and
Yeah.
God knows they're probably all millionaires.
Yeah.
But like, accept it. Like, you make good music. It's fine.
That's what I think too. I think you just have to accept the fact that you're punk rock royalty and deal with it. You got nothing to prove to anyone.
Yeah,
You know,
you're not the Clash. No one is calling you the Clash. Like, stop wearing that chip on your shoulder. You're
Yeah.
No Effects. You've been around for what, 35 years? 30?
Yeah.
I think their first album came out in 1989, and they were probably a band 4 years before that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was like if you get their like documentary that like they made themselves, like their first concert is like 1986. They're playing like a campground.
Jeepers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But they
So-
are. They're so good, and I wish they would just accept it and be like, yeah, we're No Effects, but they gotta keep like they have to like they think they gotta keep pace with like every new punk band that comes out.
Yeah, or just keep proving to themselves that they're punk enough,
Yeah.
which is a stupid thing. You know, like I think like in the 90s when punk rock all of a sudden became cool, so all the people that got their asses kicked for having a mohawk or coloring your hair or having a lip ring or you know all are wearing like a Dead Kennedys patch, that everybody that got beat up for is just like, hold on, Blink 182.
Yeah.
You guys did not earn this.
Yeah.
You know, but like it's still good music, and I don't know. I mean, like,
Listeners, just let it be known, Blink 182 is one of my favorite bands ever, but
okay.
yeah.
I mean, it's just I understand that you feel like you've lost your identity because your identity was, I'm this niche person that likes this underground music. There's always going to be underground niche music you can like, but it's cool to see that, like, that validation. You had good taste.
Yeah. Well,
And
like,
I think NoFX just was kind of bucking against that.
yeah, I wish if they wanted to continue to prove themselves, do another band.
Yeah.
You know, like to my knowledge, I'm sure they are, but to my knowledge, like none of those guys are really in any other bands.
Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
I don't think anybody from NoFX is in Me First anymore.
Yeah. What? Fat
No.
Mike isn't in it?
No, it's the bass player from Bad Religion.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ever since Fat Mike, so Fat Mike and I believe it's the bass player from Bad Religion. They started, you know, like if Fat Mike couldn't make shows because Me First started playing more. So
Yeah.
Fat Mike would play some shows and then that guy would play the majority of them. And then when Fat Mike went underground after like his Las Vegas comments,
Yeah.
and he got in trouble for all that, it's just basically been the Gimmies. There's nobody from NoFX that's in the Gimmies. They just do their own thing.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm sure Mike plays in it occasionally. I'm sure he does, but I just know that like all their albums that are, you know, their albums that still come out, and whenever they play a show, because I follow him on Instagram, and Fat Mike is never in any of the pictures and he's never in any of the live shows or anything like that.
Huh.
But it's like other than NoFX, like, you know, Hefe, like what other band is he in? Or if Fat Mike wants to prove like how punk he is, like start something else. Start another band that takes your political or whatever to like a different style, whatever. If you want to try and prove yourself. But I think NoFX is what it is. I don't know. Maybe I just sound like an old grump.
They're probably listening. They're patronizers.
Oh yeah. No, they listen to this.
Definitely listening.
They definitely do.
You put in your notes, which you told me not to read last time.
Yeah.
Don't read it. Have you met them? No.
Yeah, I didn't know if when you did like Warp Tour and stuff like that, if you ever
when
met
we did
those
the Warp
guys.
Tour, we were getting off 5 Minute Walk, and there was like it was in the air. We could have gone to another label or kept going, put out more albums. And I remember us all being like, hey, if you see one of the guys, if you see Fat Mike, go up and give him one of the albums. Just be like, hey, man, do this. And I saw him 3 times, and El Jefe a couple times, where I just locked up and I couldn't go talk to them. I was like walking around, had an album in my pocket, and just locked up. I just couldn't go talk to them.
Yeah.
And you'd hear stories of the Warped Tour, like they had a poker game for all the cool bands, you know. So it'd be like NoFX, Bad Religion, and I guess the funny joke was that the guys from Good Charlotte were there and playing, and Fat Mike, you know, like they're all having a good time, and he just turns to the singer from Good Charlotte, and he's like, "Dude, you're actually really cool, even though your band fucking sucks." And everybody was laughing about it from the whole Warped Tour. But I would just be like, I had the album and I could not go talk to him.
Oh, that's funny.
They do like the head bob at me, like, "What's up, man?" And I'd be like, "What's up?"
Now,
And
did
it just like slink off.
MXPX do an album on Fat Records?
I don't think so. Did they?
I thought they had one album on Fat, but maybe not. I could be wrong.
Did you just hear me fart?
No.
Oh man, I just ripped ass.
Oh. All right. Too bad this podcast isn't on Smell-O-Vision.
Too bad we don't have smell-o-vision.
What's that?
Are you listening?
Hey, do you ever watch Futurama?
Yes.
I love Futurama. The Smelloscope.
I don't remember this.
You don't remember the Smelloscope? It looks like a giant telescope, like in an observatory. But instead of putting your eye like on a lens to look through it, there are these 2 things that come up that go in your nostrils, and you can find whoever throughout the universe by smelling for them. And it was the Smelloscope.
No, I didn't see that one.
I love that one. I love Futurama.
It is really good.
I like it more than Simpsons.
My nephew, who's 10, decided he wanted to watch The Simpsons. He's 10 and somewhere on the spectrum.
Uh-huh.
And he just was like, this thing fell into his mind. He's like, I need to watch The Simpsons. So he's been watching The Simpsons nonstop, which means my kids have been watching The Simpsons. And at first I was like, I shouldn't let them watch The Simpsons. But I also remember my parents saying that. And I'm 30 years in the future on this. So I'm like, there's nothing wrong with watching The Simpsons.
Correct.
Like the worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to learn the words damn, hell, and ass. They're going to learn a lot about culture and politics.
But they're not even going to learn those words until like season 10. Like season 10, 12, 15.
Yeah. So they've been watching it a lot, and I got a text from Amy, and she goes, "Have the kids been watching The Simpsons?" And I was like, "Yeah." No, it was like, "Who brought The Simpsons to our children?" And I threw my nephew under the bus. I was like, "Riker's been watching it." She goes, "It's not allowed at my house." And I just let it go. Like, well. So here's a downside to divorce.
Right. Yeah, but
You lose control of your kids at the other person's house.
that's exactly it. That's the cool thing about it too, though, is when she makes her comment, just be like, "Uh-huh. Well, in this house they can."
Yeah. Also, in this house, we communicate directly.
Yeah.
If you have a question or a statement to make, then do that. But don't just be like, "They're not allowed at my house." Okay, that's an interesting fact.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for sharing facts.
Passive aggressive.
Yeah. My daughter, my oldest, Ella, her first introduction into The Simpsons was when the movie came out.
Really?
So what year? Can you look it up? What year the Simpsons movie came out?
Joe, I don't have the internet up.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. Year did The Simpsons movie?
I want to say 2012.
July 27th, 2007.
Oh my gosh. 2007.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So Ella was 4 years old. And I took her.
What? Oh my gosh, you're a good parent.
Ella
dude.
was born in 04. Ella was born in 04 and the Simpsons movie came out in 07. And oh my gosh. So when the movie came out, I was like, man, I want to go see it. And it was like, I had her for the day or whatever. And I was like, oh, let's go see a movie. She's going to be too young. She's just going to see a cartoon. She's not going to know any of the jokes. I thought it was great parenting. So
4.
Yeah, 4 years old. So me and her went. She saw the movie. I saw the movie, loved it. And then like years later when it like came on to streaming and stuff like that, I was like, hey, let's watch the Simpsons movie. And there were parts where she was like, this is vaguely familiar. And I was like, Ella, you've seen this movie. Like, you've seen it. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, I took you to see this. You're like 4 years old. She's like, and then all of a sudden she's like, wait, I think I remember.
Holy
Yeah. And then my kids
You just
did.
open new neural pathways
Yeah.
for your daughter.
And I think both my kids, I think Mia as well. I think a couple years ago, maybe it was during COVID lockdown, they started watching Simpsons. I think they started watching Simpsons, and we were kind of going through the seasons of them. And I actually started watching Simpsons last night. I like put it on to go to bed, and I was like, this is the type of thing that, once one's done, the next will play. So I was just watching them.
Well, you're on this now. This is your sleeping time.
Yes.
Just looping The Simpsons.
Okay. Yes. So I've talked about this where I get something in my head. So that this is the kick that I think I'm now on, because I haven't been able to fall asleep to certain movies lately. I can't find that one that hits. And I think it's the Simpsons show.
So here's the facts that came up. It debuted in 1989. 728 episodes have been broadcast. It's the longest running American animated series, longest running American sitcom,
I knew that.
longest running American scripted primetime television series, both in series and in seasons and number of episodes. So
Wow.
I think the only show that has gone longer is 60 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
And how many seasons? I mean, in 1989, that's what, 35 seasons, 36
Yeah.
seasons?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I know.
Holy cow.
It's amazing. I haven't seen it
and
lately.
the
I'm sure I
characters,
will get
they
to that
haven't
point.
aged a day.
They haven't. No. No, it's I can't say it's still relevant because I haven't seen it in like 5 years, but I will because my nephew's catching up.
Yeah,
It
I
does
haven't
get
seen
better.
new ones.
Yeah, the old like the first 5 years are a little bit. You're just like
Yes, definitely.
Homer strangling Bart and that kind of stuff.
Yep. And
But
I
it
think
gets-
that's what it was when my girls were like, Dad, can we watch The Simpsons? I think I started them, just like you said, I think I started them on like season 6.
Okay.
Because I was like, you don't have to see all the first ones to know. Like, they're all one and dones pretty much. And I was like, the first ones are pretty bad. Like, that first season is brutal. The animation and all that stuff, and Homer's voice.
That too. Yeah.
He's like, hey, boy. Marge, I'm going down to Moe's. And it was like this weird voice.
At the time, though, it was groundbreaking. It was like, it was pushing the limits because it was, I think, things that, like what Married with Children did. It was like making fun of American television. That it was like it always had to have a special message, or it was always like trying to show you like these are values, and it was like,
Yeah.
this is what is real.
Yeah, it was the Cosby
It was a
Show.
cartoon.
It was the Cosby Show. It was all of these shows that Facts of Life, Silver Spoon, where you're there was like a moral code, and then all of a sudden
Yes.
like Married with
broke it.
Children and Simpsons come along where it's like, no, we're going to show you a real family.
Yeah.
Not one where
But
the dad's a
let's laugh at
doctor.
that.
Yeah, dad's
Yeah.
a doctor, mom's a lawyer. The house is huge. And the biggest problem was so and so lost their bike and lied that they lost their bike. And then you got Married with Children who comes around, and it's just, Al Bundy's complaining that he has to go up and sleep with his wife. And, the kids, like Christina Applegate was like a skank. And then her brother is trying to deal with the fact that his sister is, been with every guy in the high school. Like that was just that was a show we were not allowed to watch.
You were not allowed to watch that?
Not allowed to watch Married with Children. And so to this day, I think I can count on one hand how many full episodes of Married with Children I've actually seen. I don't know if I've actually even seen like a whole episode like all the way through.
Oh man, it's funny. It's funny. I don't even know. I'm sure. Are there shows like this now that are just pushing the envelope?
Yeah, I think every
like-
show now is doing this.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not a. There's no envelope anymore.
Exactly. That's the thing. There's no envelope. So, you have most people aren't watching network TV anymore. So
Yeah.
you don't have network TV where everyone is sitting down on Wednesday night to watch the half hour of the Huxtables.
Yeah.
You got everybody streaming. You got these, you've just got these horribly like raunchy shows, or, you got HBO that's just, you got HBO that's like putting out shows. What was that one that they had Euphoria or something like that? And it's with the girl Zendaya. And like, they're high schoolers. They're like inebriated all the time, like just nonstop pills and drugs. And, that stuff would have never been around back then. But those are the shows that people watch now. So there is no envelope.
There is no envelope.
No. The envelope is the rating system.
Yeah.
So you just put out a show, and then if you get rated TVMA, all right, well then that your audience is a little bit more niche.
I don't know, dude. I feel like I don't want to be that parent that my parents were, where they were just like, no this, no doing this, no doing this. I want to still have a conversation with my kids, but I'm also just like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Lyndon right now is very big on, she really wants her ears pierced.
Uh-huh.
This is going to sound so stupid.
Yeah, it does already.
I want it to have meaning. So
yeah,
I'm
but it's
like-
not about you. It's about her, and she wants her ears
Yeah.
pierced.
I know, but this is this thing that you were talking about. Like, try and be a kid as long as you can. So I'm like, it's not.
But isn't
Like,
that being a kid? Getting your ears pierced. Like, you don't need it to be
13.
but you don't need
13.
it to you don't need it to be like a big magical moment. Like, she wants her ears pierced. All her friends are
It's gonna
getting her
be
ears
now.
pierced.
She got braces. She got braces 2 days ago.
Oh, really? So she's
Yeah,
in like
man.
the, oh my gosh, I can only eat soup phase.
Yes, and I wasn't ready for this because I never had braces. So she kept asking me questions, and I was like, "Yeah, I think you can do that. I think you can do that." And then I'm sitting in the orthodontist office, and they're like, "Yeah, she can't bite anything.
Yeah.
So anything she bites with her teeth, she can't do that. She can't bite things. She can chew on the inside of her mouth." And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, what have we done?"
Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
when I got my braces, let's just say I got them on a Monday, and I got them, and like the rest of Monday went on, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't too bad. Like by the end of Monday, like my gums were like a little bit sore. And I was like, oh, this isn't bad. Like everyone says. I get up the next day, I brush my teeth. That didn't do anything. I go to school. Nothing's wrong. I get to lunch.
Okay.
I take a sandwich out of my bag. I bite into that sucker. Oh my gosh, I about went through the roof. My teeth were so I couldn't eat anything. So it was like the next 3 days, all I could eat was soup.
No.
Oh, it was terrible.
no.
And then the
Joe.
first time I got them tightened, It was the same thing. Like for like a day, they hurt so bad. All I could have was soup, and then my mouth like adjusted, and then from then on, I could get tightenings. It wasn't like a big deal. But oh my gosh, at the beginning there, holy smoke!
Dude, I had no idea. And she kept just asking me, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, people with braces eat things. I don't know. I
Yeah,
didn't have that.
no, because
Sorry.
yeah, because the thing is, it's not that you'll mess your teeth up. Like a lot of people are like, can I do this or can I do that because I don't want to like hurt my teeth. The thing is, it's busting a bracket. So it's like you can bite into an apple, like it's not going to hurt your teeth to bite into an apple, but if you bust off a bracket, well, now you got all this wire sticking into your lip. You got to do an emergency, get up to the orthodontist with this emergency. They got to redo everything. You're an hour in the office getting everything. So that's why it's like, dude, the stuff that they say don't eat that stuff because it'll either, if you chew gum, like, oh, I can chew gum with braces. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, it doesn't do anything until you pull a bracket off or something.
Does that happen?
Yeah, it happens.
Jeez.
Yeah.
See, I don't know anything about this.
Yeah. Yeah, all that stuff happens, man.
Yeah, her mother had them. So she kind of prepped her a little bit more than I did.
Yeah.
I was just like, well, you're going to look nerdy. And I kept teasing her. I was like, I'm going to ask for the football helmet. Uh-oh.
No, you know what I just had? Tobin just tried calling me.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, there we go. Tobin just tried calling me and it like booted me out of Skype.
Do you need to talk to him?
No, I'm good.
Hey, fella. Should we just add him on Skype?
Yeah.
Let's do it right now.
Yeah, do it.
How do you do it? Guys, how do you do a three-way on Skype?
Ooh. I feel like I've
Hold
done
call.
that before. Share
Hold
screen.
call. Add participant. Tobin.
Enable background blur.
I'm adding Tobin. He's not paying attention. Joe! Joe! Well, it's Joe.
Right now, Reese is trying to call Tobin, I believe.
I can't get it back
Hopefully
on
he
you,
has
Joe.
his number. So we're going to try and get Tobin on here, figure out what he was trying to ask. Take care of this. Take care of this nonsense.
Joe, are you on the call? I just hung up.
Uh-oh, here we go. Oh. Uh-oh, something just got messed up. Hello? You couldn't figure it out?
No, he wouldn't answer, and then I couldn't figure it out.
Oh.
Tell him to join our call.
Okay, I might get booted. From this. Let me see here.
Okay.
Answer your Skype. All right.
Okay.
Try
Calling him right now.
Try-
Tobin. Oh, now it didn't pause you. Are you paused now?
I don't
You're
know.
still there. Did you stop your GarageBand?
No, that's still going.
Tobin Bawwinkle, unavailable.
Oh my goodness.
Emotionally
He's emotionally unavailable.
unavailable.
Well, let's bring this to an end.
Jeez.
Let's bring this.
Well, this is our podcast. I can't believe you guys paid for this.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully you guys like our new little storytelling session. Little thing that we're going to be doing from here on out. I think that's kind of the stuff that you guys thought you'd be getting when you guys first signed on for this crap. So that's that. So thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. Again, appreciate you guys, your patronage. and tell somebody else. Tell somebody else to listen. Hoodwink somebody.
Hoodwink somebody. If you know anybody named Joe, last name Mama, or first name Andy, last name Daddy, ask them to, just come on.
Yeah.
$5 a month.
Yeah.
Eli Salazar, former sound guy and friend of the band Roper, he just joined as a $10 dill pickle.
Wow.
Yeah, not a
Baller.
sweet pickle like you other fuckers.
Yeah. Step up your game. Give us more money.
Jeez.
Give us more money so we can continue to give you late content because we're busy. We should be. I think now we should be back into a schedule.
We're in a schedule.
Yeah, Mondays or Tuesdays.
What happened on Monday, Joe?
My family came over yesterday. Yeah, so we had like an unexpected. My cousins all did like the pop in. And so dinner turned into my cousins coming over, and then all of a sudden it was like a big night. They were here till like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, here in Virginia, when your cousin does a pop in, it means something totally different.
It means in 7 months you have a 2-headed baby.
He looked like both your parents.
You look like your mama and your aunt.
I love that boy.
All right, so patronizers, thanks a lot. And I'll tell you what, for those of you that listen to my Average Jerks podcast, I believe I'm going to be recording tomorrow. So there should be a new Average Jerks coming out, which is the first one since like April. So if you guys enjoy that content, I will be having that out. Make sure you guys look for Tobin's podcast. I believe it's called Tales and Legends from the Sea. Something like that. And so I'll figure out the exact name of it and put it out there and let you guys know on the next podcast. But yeah, make sure you support him. Make sure you listen to that. I think he's just doing freebies. I don't think he's doing Patreon. But go ahead and give that a listen. And I'm trying to think if there's any other podcasts or anything like that. Give that EDL one. What was his name again?
Ted
what?
Nugent.
Ted Nugent. Cat Scratch Fever. No, look up Ted. Look up EDL, Everyday Life, Ted, and then do however a Google machine works and look up like what podcast. And I think those of you that listen to this podcast would really enjoy that podcast.
And then tell us, because we're too dumb to figure it out.
Yep.
And you're our helpers.
Yep.
You're like guide dogs for the blind.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. We love you guys.
Yep. Thanks, guys. See you.
Especially when you help us.
Oh,
see
we're gonna keep going. Okay, see you.
Pizza.
All right.
That was great, Joe.
Good stuff.